Hello, it's Fred from the Fred and Angie Morning Show on 103.5 KISS FM in Chicago, and you're listening to the Hoppe and SuperRICH Show. And I've never heard these people, so I don't know if they suck or not. So this is not an endorsement.
Regulators. You regulate any stealing of his property. We're damn good, too. But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Regulators! Mount up. It was a...
All right.
Oh my God.
What happened, Ryan? We're live on the air. But real quick.
Oh, we're live on the...
Real quick, Aruski. Find The Edge on Facebook and Twitter. Just search up The Edge on air. So that's facebook.com/The Edge on air and The Edge on air on Twitter. Also, like our Facebook page. Just search up the Hoppe and SuperRICH Show and stay tuned with all the latest going on with the show. All right, Ryan, what's going on in the baseball trade world?
Tell us.
Well, David Price has been traded to the Tigers in a 3-team trade involving the Mariners. The Tigers will trade Austin Jackson to the Mariners, and then the Mariners will send Nick Franklin to the Rays, and the Tigers will send Drew Smyly to the Rays.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Well, it's a 3-team trade, and...
Threesome.
Yeah, three-way. And, well, the Rays didn't really get much in return for David Price.
No, they didn't. I like what the Mariners did, though, having a solid outfielder
Yeah, they
like
got
Austin Jackson.
I'm surprised that the Rays didn't offer Ben Zobrist to the Mariners, that they sent Taijuan Walker.
Right. Yeah.
The Cubs got more for Jeff Samardzija than the Rays got for David Price. David Price is only like the second or third best pitcher in the MLB this year.
Right.
Yeah. What is your take on this trade overall? Risky?
Well, the Tigers got it for a bargain. The Mariners, I mean, they got Austin Jackson for a bargain, and the Rays didn't even get much for David Price.
I feel like the Tigers are the one positive thing going on in Detroit. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Imagine how good that rotation would be if Verlander was still good.
Yeah. Yeah. And instead of having like a 6-point-something ERA.
And having no velocity on his fastball.
Kate Upton's ruined everything.
Yeah. Maybe that's the reason why he's pitching so bad, because his little
He's
Kate Upton.
so worn out and tired.
So what are some of the other trades?
Castro walked with the bases loaded to played a run for the Cubs, and then Ruggiano hit a sac fly.
Okay.
So they're up 2-0. Arrieta's got 6 shutout innings. And anyways, the Red Sox made 4 trades today. We'll start with the minor ones. They traded Stephen Drew for Kelly Johnson.
Right.
Not really sure. Oh, that is really a shedding salary.
Yeah.
They traded John Lackey to the Cardinals for Alan Craig and Joe Kelly.
Yeah.
That's an interesting move.
It's good for the Red Sox.
I think a lot of Cardinals fans are probably mad about that, but I think if I'm a Cardinals fan, which I'm not and I never will be, but if I was, I'd be kind of happy about that, because you get a good rotation guy like him.
And he's under contract next year at $500,000 because in this contract there was a clause that if he had Tommy John surgery, the final year of his contract would be for $500,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that turns into a bargain pretty much. And also, Joe Kelly's been struggling. Alan Craig's been struggling. So now they get to now they get to have a little change of scenery and play on a team that's not as competitive.
Right. And Alan Craig moving into more of a hitter's ballpark might thrive there, do better. And he's on a friendly salary. And then their big trade, they traded John Lester and Johnny Gomes to the Athletics for Yoenis Cespedes.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting.
This literally is going over my head. Like, I have no idea.
Well,
I mean, I know who David Price is. I know who Jackson is. But, like, when you get to the other names, I'm like, sounds like a good trade.
Well, I'm just surprised that they traded that the A's traded us away Cespedes, who they spent a lot of time on. And I remember when Cespedes was joining a team in the MLB, you know, the Cubs were on his radar, and the Cubs were gunning after him hard. And then he signed with Oakland, and now he's
good in
Boston.
One series. He's good in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
good money.
Very good.
He's
in
only
playoffs.
26 or 27. He's only making $8 or $9 million. He's under club control for another 3 years after this.
Maybe
one.
he just wanted to get out of Oakland.
Well, I mean, they have a. Well, he was doing well. It's a pitcher's ballpark. I think they just wanted to up their rotation because Jason Hamill obviously hasn't been doing that great.
Yeah.
And it leaves a huge hole in their lineup. Bat-wise, I mean, Johnny Gomes they're probably just going to platoon guys out in left field now.
Well, and that's what the A's have been doing for a while now. They have all these sort of no-name sort of guys just sort of pop up and do well.
The thing is, if they don't win the World Series, John Lester's leaving. They can't afford him even if they win the World Series. And then another thing, if they don't win the World Series, they're just going to trade Jeff Samardzija.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's possible. Maybe Samardzija comes back to the Cubs in the near future. It's possible.
Hey, that'd be great.
I think Samardzija would take somewhat of a discount to sign back with Chicago. Obviously, he'd want more money than he was going to get originally.
He'd want to be a part of the future plan, you know what I mean?
But I think he'd want to be. Yes, I agree. I think he'll be part of the future plan.
All right, call the show. What do you think of all these trades going on in the MLB today? As the trade deadline is now over with.
There's actually more coming in. The Yankees acquired Martin Prado from the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I mean, that's just sort of an
They
trade.
can keep
Yeah,
that.
the Marlins traded for a pitcher, Jarrett Cozart from the Astros, who's having a nice solid year as a young pitcher.
They can
He
keep
is.
The
that.
Twins gave Kurt Suzuki an extension. Again, these are just the very first reports, so the terms of
This
the
is stuff that
deals
happened
are-
right before 3 o'clock, I'm
Yes,
assuming.
this has happened right before 3 o'clock. It's being reported now. Since it's the first report, we don't have all the terms of the deals. So, and the Cubs are reportedly working on a trade for sending Bonifacio and James Russell to the Braves.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, call the show. What do you think of all these trades that Risky reported in, or Risky News? 630-785-2510. That's
Yeah.
630-785-2510.
And if there's any sort of news about any more trades, you can
I will be sure to
chime in.
update you guys.
Let us
All right,
know.
so what's coming up in Super Rich News?
All right, so DUI suspect pulled over while driving lawn mower.
Hey, at least he came up with a new...
At least it's a
interesting-
lawnmower, not a car.
Yeah, but I mean, lawnmowers can get the job done. You know what I mean?
I
You
guess.
could run someone over if you don't know what you're doing and you're drunk. So what does it say?
This is from Garden City, Colorado. A northern Colorado man was arrested on suspicion on DUI, but it was what he was driving that makes this case unusual. He was driving a lawnmower.
I mean, it's just, I feel like this would happen in Garden City, Colorado. It seems like the city that would happen in. Not Denver, not Colorado Springs,
So-
Garden City.
Police say Kenneth Welton was driving drunk from bar to bar along a very busy 8th Avenue in Garden City on a riding lawnmower. He couldn't stand on his own. He was showing signs of impairment, said Weld County Sheriff Sergeant Sean Standridge. Welton's driver license has been revoked when he was arrested. From jail, the 53-year-old was not using the lawnmower to get around, but instead to take care of his overgrown weeds. It was just surprising. It was a total shock. Are you kidding me? I haven't been. I've been working. I've been mowing. I haven't been bar hopping, said Welton.
Bar hopping.
Standridge said deputies arrested Welton Tuesday night after getting 911 calls from concerned drivers. This is not a joke. As of date, we've had 25 fatalities on our roadways in Weld County, 9 of which have been related to alcohol. So we're having zero tolerance of any type of unsafe traffic behavior, drinking and driving while ability impaired, driving under the influence of marijuana or any other type of drug.
I feel like this is a situation where when you drive drunk, you mean to drive drunk because you're trying to get home. You're trying to just make it home. You know what I mean? Like You're too lazy or too broke to get a taxi, or you're just too much of a douchebag. But with this, I think he didn't mean to drive around. I think he had no idea where he was going. I think
Probably.
he was so drunk, he's like, I'm going to go for a ride in my lawnmower. And he starts driving around. I don't think he was driving it to a bar or anything. I think he was just drunk. He thought, hey, I'm going to go mow the lawn. And then he started driving around like, this is fun. I don't think... Obviously, you should give him a DUI charge, but you need to lessen it because he wasn't doing it to get around. You know what I mean?
Right. And that was it for that article. He's expected in court, blah, blah, blah. The usual stuff.
The usual shenanigans. What else is going on?
Actually, I got an update. James
Yes.
Russell has gone from the bullpen to the Cubs dugout, and he has not returned to the bullpen.
He's done. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he might be done. He hasn't given high fives or hugs to anyone yet. And another trade we forgot to report is Drupal Cabrera was traded to the Nationals for infielder Zach Walters and cash considerations.
I like that move for Washington. I like how they're trying to complete.
Right, because
how
Ryan
they're trying to
Zimmerman just
compete.
can't stay healthy, and he's probably out for the season with a
Right.
grade 3 hamstring,
And now you
which is a
could-
tear.
Now you can move Rendon to third, and your problem solved there. You'll be good with. And then Asdrubal Cabrera, normally a shortstop. Of course, they have Ian Desmond, but
Although he's actually statistically, Asdrubal Cabrera is a better second baseman than shortstop,
Okay.
which is where he's going to play.
so that's good. So then Espinoza will still be a backup at second. I
Yeah,
guess.
and then they got Rendon at third, and then Desmond at short.
I mean, that's a pretty good lineup. That's a lineup that can beat Atlanta out for the division lead, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they've got a good team. And if Zimmerman comes back, I mean, the thing is that Bryce Harper's got to pick it up. He's been terrible this year.
Yeah, he has. Okay.
That's a clown question, bro.
The Hoppe and SuperRICH Show.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppe Radio. For more info, check out hopperadio.com and hoppesworld.com.